Welcome back to What Are Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the T-127. It's a Tier 3 Soviet premium light tank. It's located on the south spawn of Lakeville, and this one is under the command of Morgan 1. And, well, it's in a reduced numbers game here. I think you can see there's only 11 players on either side, and game's on. Now, it's a Tier 3 game with Tier 2 tanks in it, so he's actually top tier. Now, this is quite an interesting tank, actually, the T-127. Because it's a premium, it's one of those tanks which is relatively cheap to buy, but it does have advantages over ordinary tanks, mainly down to its fantastic armour. It's really got very well angled armour at the front of the vehicle. 45mm main gun, capable of 47 alpha, and it'll penetrate through 51mm with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds it's 84mm of pen, so it can deal with most enemy tanks at tier 3. Now, it does have a fairly fast reload. Standard reload is 2.19 seconds. I don't know the exact reload on this one because we've changed our rescue, and unfortunately we've lost the timer, so we'll just have to wait and see what comes up. But anyway, this tank has actually got the same gun as the Valentine II. Yes, the Soviets had lots of the 45mm main guns, and so they fitted them to the Valentine IIs because, of course, they already mass-produced the shells that would go with that caliber. Okay, well, he's being cautious about going into the town. We can already see the enemy has appeared in the valley, but generally it's better to fight in the town in Lakeville, although a lot of people probably don't know that when they're at this level. Now, another thing you should do with tanks this size is you should try to keep a good all-round perspective, and that means actually looking a little further back, because if you go to sniper view, you get kind of tunnel vision on the enemy. Well, he's just spotted the T-60 on the enemy team, got one round into him and pulled back. Ideally, you should be looking from around about this distance and using the reticule to actually aim at the targets, and only going to sniper view if you have to dial in on a target. T-60, yep, puts another round into him. And he gets the kill shot that finishes the guy off. Okay, moving on. Oh! Now that's a Marder 2. And he's just hitting the tracks. And he hit the tracks again. So we've got into cover quickly. He must be down the other end of the road. And we were still spotted when we came out of cover after killing the T-60. But there's no guarantee that he won't still spot us again. Yes, he's found out on the minimap where that likely is to be. It's probably in grid square A6. Now, what else can I tell you about the T-127? Well, it was designed in 1940 as a little light tank, but they actually had problems with the design of the engine. And so even though it did have some attributes in its favor, like the angled armor, eventually they actually discontinued development work on it, and it wasn't mass produced. But certainly it is very well used in the game, but of course it is a premium tank that's fairly light and does have decent armor on the front. Now, somebody's in our cap area at the moment, because our team got far enough away from the cap that the enemy that was in the valley was able to kill virtually everyone who was still remaining around the cap area, including our Arty, because he didn't move away. Both parties in this game were the popcorn catapult of doom, the Su-26. Oh, he got a penetration on the M2 Light. He's using the premium rounds, which of course a lot of people will switch to, and then they forget to switch back, and then it costs them a fortune. But ideally, this one at long range, you do need to dial on targets. But yeah, ideally you need to get closer, because if those teammates up ahead actually do get wiped out, and there's enough enemy in the cap, there's 3 of them in the cap, then you might have to do the resets yourself. Well, he's got one more reset. And another. But he still needs to get closer. You can see that M3, the Panzer III Ausführung E, just up ahead. He's actually receiving fire from 2 Panzer IIs on the enemy tank. Okay. There they are. They're fairly close. They're actually directly behind the house. And we just got spotted again. Okay, you see he's in tunnel vision now. And because he's in tunnel vision, he doesn't get to see much. And he's still being hit by those Panzer IIs. Ideally, he needs to be aiming like this. And using the reticule, aiming with that the reticule marker. Because otherwise he's going to be taking fire. And he's not going to be able to respond when he's in tunnel vision. Because he won't know where the target is. Can't see it. But he is still trying to aim using the sniper view. And, oh, he might be able to get a shot on that guy. Well, that enemy tank went down, but the Panzer IIs are still there. Gets one in, gets a kill. That's his second kill of the game. And I think our teammate, the T-28, can come up behind that one and possibly finish him. Yes, he's got close enough. Or maybe we can get this M2 light. Well, we didn't get him with that shot. Go for it again. Keep going. Yeah, he's getting pens, but again, he's using lots of premium. And that M2 went down, and so did the Panzer II. So there's nobody from the enemy team now at our cap area. Oh, now that's interesting, because that obviously came from the Su-26 on the enemy team, and we now know where he is. He's just on the outskirts of the enemy town, or rather, the town outskirts in the north. And that means he's probably, there's probably no enemy in the valley. Where you can see that Morgan has decided he's going to go up the valley and seize the enemy cap from the other direction. Now, there's no guarantee. There might be some enemy tanks near their cap area, so we no guarantee that there aren't any there. It might be better to actually go the other way around. You're more than likely going to come across that Arty when you get close enough. He doesn't have a very long view range. The view range on this tank is, if I can remember correctly, I think it's around 250 meters, but I can check that. Okay, view range 320 meters, so it's a little further. Now, needs to be careful when you go around this corner because there might be somebody waiting for us there. So, come up slowly. Okay. Oh, he's found someone. In fact, it's a Valentine. And it's the standard Valentine, not the premium one. And we now know where the Su-26 is. But there's another tank we don't know. That's the Marder 2 on the enemy team. The guy who tried to hit us before and, well, actually did hit us twice. Okay, there's the Valentine. We're getting shots in. It looks like he's AFK. Yep. Well, that Panzer II on our team is using his 2cm cannon. And yes, he got the kill on the Valentine by firing in through the weak spot, which happened to be the engine cover. And that's the enemy RT firing in our direction. I think the Panzer II or Panzer II did see where the enemy RT is. There he is. So we're both rushing over to try and kill him. And in fact, actually, the kill shot goes to the Panzer II. So he's now got 4 kills. We've got 3. Oh, and he wants to platoon with us, which is rather nice. Another thing that you really do need to do at this level when you're starting out is to keep an all-round view. Now, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either come out of camera view, so you're looking outside your vehicle, or you can stay in camera view and just rotate the turret. Or, alternatively, if you stay outside the view, then you hold down your right-hand mouse key, you can actually look around. So, yes, you can have a look round, but it's best actually to stay just outside the view like this, and then move your mouse around to actually see what's going on around you. Well, the enemy Marder has obviously gone into our cap, and then he's gone out again. Now, that makes me wonder, he might have headed back, or be heading back to his own cap, or he's trying to entice us to come to our own cap so he can take us out one by one. You can see some of the damage that some of those shells actually did. The Panzer IIs that were firing at us were actually careening off that frontal armour, so well angled that it literally just makes the shells flick off. Well, our platoon mate in the Panzer II has actually decided to go and see and have a look in the other cap, but the thing is, he's so far away, the signal range is outside our communications range, so we can't communicate with him. We don't know what the state is. If he does get killed, though, we will find that out virtually straight away. And, oh, for a brief moment, we saw that the enemy was in our cap area. And so it indicates to me that, yes, the guy is at the other end of the map. We've got plenty of time to cap out, and the cap has already started anyway. So, yes, I think that enemy Marder is going to have a bit of difficulty trying to get back here in time to actually reset the cap. So he just needs to sit here in this cap, and then he'll be able to pick up an invader medal. He's already potentially got a Brothers in Arms if the Panzer II stays alive, and he might even have a defender medal from all those resets that he got when they came back to protect their cap. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's games like this where you actually learn all of your strategies, and some of the important strategies you can actually pick up from watching people stream on Twitch TV, because they teach you a lot if you see how other players play these tanks. It does help if you can go to a tank player who will actually play a specific tank for you, so you can see their technique, but that's how you can actually learn how to play and perfect playing a tank, and learning all the techniques about where the weak spots are, knowing where to go, what to do, to see if you can ambush the enemy. And we've almost capped out, and the Marder hasn't turned up. And that's it, they've done it. Morgan has won the game. And that means he's definitely got an invader medal, and we've also got a BIA. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Morgan 1, in the T-127. He got a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, cool-headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets, non-penetrating shots in a row. He got an invader medal for getting at least 80 capture points in and winning by cap, as well as the defender medal for getting at least 70 defense points in the process of defending his cap. And on top of that, he got the Brothers in Arms for getting at least 3 kills. And yes, his platoon mate got 3 kills as well, or at least. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in that game actually went to the Convert Medium Tank 3, T3, on the enemy team, who actually managed to get 1,227 hit points of damage, which was more than 20% of the enemy hit pool. But he didn't pick up a high caliber. If you look at this, you can see he didn't earn it. And the reason for that is he shot at one of his own teammates, and he got disqualified for doing that, the non-penetrating shot. The actual highest damage turned out to be 1,023 hit points. That went to Jupiter, who is the platoon mate of Morgan 1. He got, in the Panzerkampfwagen 2, he got 1,023 hit points of damage. And we can see that he got a fire effect, Brothers in Arms, Fighter, Orlix medal, Bruiser, Defender, and a high caliber. So he obviously did have 20% of the enemy hit pool, but he didn't shoot his teammate, and as a consequence, he got the high caliber when Convert Me was disqualified. In third place on credits, on the damage rather, is T-127. Yes, Morgan got 737 hit points of damage in third place, and fourth place was that Marder, who we couldn't see at the end. He's obviously ran away from his cap area rather than face our platoon mate. When it came to kills, it was shared between the Jupiter in the Panzerkampfwagen 2 and that enemy M3, who got 4 kills. 3 kills went to Morgan, and 2 kills went to the Su-26, the Popcorn Catapult of Doom. And when it came to base XP, then yes, we can see that in top place was Jupiter in the Panzerkampfwagen 2 with 710. And then in second place was the convertible, Convert Me, in the M3 or T3. It's a T3, sorry. He got 675 base. And lastly, in third place, we've got Morgan 1 with 661. He fired 25 rounds, got 22 direct hits on the enemy and 17 penetrations. 737 hit points of damage, of which 146 were at more than 300 meters, and the rest are all close range. 25 hits received from the enemy, only one of which actually penetrated, funnily enough. 24 non-penetrations, a lot of those shells bounced off the frontal armor of the vehicle. 410 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and he got 100 capture points and 100 defense points. So yes, he was obviously very effective. On a free-to-play account, he actually earned a loss of 3,685 credits. I think that was down to the fact that he did have to supply a lot of premium ammo because he forgot that he was firing premium and switched back, and unfortunately never switched forward again. Didn't change. So yes, he did suffer a loss, but he did get positive on XP, 1,917. So it was a good battle, a very good game. And this apparently was the first time he platooned. It was a dynamic platoon in battle. In fact, a lot of Arty players will tend to platoon dynamically because they don't know if the person they're platooning with has the chance of actually getting 3 kills. Most Arties are, if they're reasonably good, capable of at least 3 kills, but they can't ever be certain that their platoon mate will actually be capable. So ideally, it's best to platoon dynamically, or if you happen to be in battle with somebody you do know and you regularly platoon with that person, then you might be able to get the platoon points by actually getting brothers in arms, well, at least being in platoon with your teammates at the start of the battle. So anyway, nice game there by Morgan1. I'm sure that he's going to send us more replays in the future. Obviously, that was an interesting one with lots of medals, and I hope that he will be sending us Arty replays as well sometime in the future. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.